So that's 15 victories without a single defeat. Hey gamers, GamingWithMelkor here, bringing you the Clash Royale video, and this is going to be another deck spotlight video, guys, featuring my current and favourite deck. As you previously heard, guys, this deck is 15-4-0, although it does actually have one draw in there. So guys, let's have a look at the deck that we've been using. So guys, it has the Zap spell, the Elite Barbarians, the Mega Minion, the Furnace, the Ice Golem, the Ice Wizard, the Fireball, and the Hog Rider. This deck is absolutely amazing, guys, and the synergy is brilliant. Just as you can see here, let's just have a look how it's been performing. Victory, 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 victory. Oh, we have a draw. Victory, 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 and it keeps on going. And that's how good this deck has been performing in Legendary Arena. Now we have two replays that we're going to view today. We're not going to view the 3-0 victory because our opponent did give up after that, I'm afraid, after shortly into the match. So we're going to kick it off with this one here, where it was a very hard fought 1-0 victory with our opponent, who was also running the Elite Barbarians as well as the Miner. Like I said, guys, the synergy on this deck is simply fantastic, and it all works so well together. Now, we do have the Furnace, which is good, because I like to get that Furnace down first on the back of that field, and it gets some damage down on our opponent's tower if they don't put anything down to counter it. So there we go, we're going to get that Furnace down on that field, and then our opponent decides to drop his Mega Minion on the opposite side of the field. Now, our opponent does have that Miner, a card we are yet to get, so I'm going to drop down here the Ice Wizard to slow down that Miner, and we're not going to worry too much about the Mega Minion on the opposite side. Now, we're going to drop down the Ice Golem, followed by our Elite Barbarians. Now, we want them to get onto that tower as quickly as possible. Now, we do have that Ice Golem, who unfortunately goes down, and our opponent's Ice Wizard is actually slowing down our attack on this tower. But as you can see here, guys, we're going to take that tower down on our very first push. So a fantastic start. Now, as you can see, unfortunately, we don't actually win by more than 1 crown, but it's very close to taking nearly all 3. So we drop down that Furnace in the back, followed by the Mega Minion, while we wait to see what our opponent actually does here. Now, as you can see, our opponent does have those level 11 archers, so we decide to fireball that Mega Minion, but we do miss those archers, unfortunately. Now, our opponent is dropping down that Miner, so down goes our Ice Golem. Not sure why, that was poor placement by me, but then we do have the Ice Wizard. So we have mitigated the damage on this second tower. Now it's a minute and a half. Now we are going to drop down the Hog Rider to see if we can get a bit of damage off on that tower. Now the combination of the Ice Wizard and that Hog Rider is able to get that damage down quite a bit. But unfortunately our opponent is coming at us now with his own Elite Barbarians. So we're going to have to utilise the Fireball here, unfortunately, just to try and mitigate some of that damage. Otherwise they could potentially have taken our tower there. I was hoping to get the 6 Elixir up to get my own Elite Barbarians on the field, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. 60 seconds left on the field, guys, and we are in a strong position at this point. Now I wouldn't be too concerned about potentially how many crowns we can actually get at this point. So we get down the Ice Wizard here to slow down our opponent's Ice Wizard. Now he does drop down that Miner, so down goes our Elite Barbarians to take care of that. Down goes the Furnace in the back, and then we have the Fireball on standby here to take out those Elite Barbarians. Now our Elite Barbarians unfortunately are going to get peppered down here by our opponent's archers, but we do have our Mega Minion going in with our Ice Golem. Now unfortunately our opponent is playing well on defense here. He's getting all his troops down on the field just to stop us, which you can't blame him. Now we have the Ice Golem there to take out that Miner, and then we're going to get the Elite Barbarians down on the field here to hopefully try and get that second tower. Now we do drop down the Hog Rider as well, but a very well placed Zap spell, meaning that we're only able to get off that additional hit on that tower. At no point was we ever in any real danger of losing here, but our opponent did put on a good defense. And as I was saying, guys, the synergy in this deck is absolutely fantastic. So as you can see, guys, this deck is just victory after victory after victory. It's taken on all types of decks, whether it's been decks that's had the Lava Hound, the Balloon, We've had Hog Riders, we've had Giants, we've had Graveyards. This deck has gone up against Royal Giants, Miners, Golems, Witches, and has come out victorious in every single occasion. Now, the last battle that we had was a 2-1 victory against a very valiant opponent who only did have a level 7 Hog Rider, but he did have that level 2 Miner in there as well. So this was a very challenging battle. So let's have a look at how we was able to come out with a 2-1 victory. Now, as you can see, we don't have the Furnace in our starting hand, which for me is always a bit of a concern because I love to have that in there, get it on the field, and it starts to pepper away damage on our opponent's tower. But obviously, we're going to just have to drop our Ice Golem, and then we're going to get down the Furnace. Now, as you can see, our opponent has dropped his own Ice Golem, followed by those Archers. Now, I'm not too concerned about those Archers doing a bit of damage to my tower. I'm just going to tank that. I'm not going to be too concerned. And then I'm going to drop down my Ice Wizard in the back while our opponent wastes his own elixir. My Elite Barbarians then go down with that Ice Golem there, hopefully getting in onto that tower as quickly as possible. Now, as you can see, they get onto that tower and take it out very quickly. Now, I'm a little bit slow here, which means I do take some serious damage on my own tower, going down to only 868 HP at this point. A well-placed fireball there by our opponent as well means that we are now going to be on the defences for a while. Now, we do set our Furnace down on the opposite side, and as you can see, our opponent is playing a very similar strategy to me, Hog Rider, followed by with that Ice Golem. So we are going to lose our own tower here. A very well played attack by our opponent, but I'm not too concerned at this point. So we've got the Furnace down, the Ice Wizard is going to go down the opposite lane, something we don't really need at this point, but I'm not too worried. Now, our opponent is dropping that Miner, so what's going to go down? Our Elite Barbarians. They're going to take that out very quickly before moving on to start their own attack. Now, I'm going to have my Hog Rider on standby here, which I'm going to place in the centre, hopefully get a few hits off on that crown, on that tower, while our opponents and my Elite Barbarians go at each other. So we get that tower down to just over 1155 HP. So, in a very strong position. I'm going to drop my own Ice Golem down there, followed by the, excuse me, followed by that Mega Minion. We're going to fireball those troops down. Now, we've got that tower down to 904 HP. At this point, we're looking pretty with the Crown Tower on 2800 as well. As you can see, our opponent is then doing that down, so we drop down the Ice Wizard, and then we're going to get these Elite Barbarians up and drop them straight on that Hog Rider's head. As our opponent does that, that leaves us in a very strong position here. So I'm going to drop my Ice Golem in the middle, followed by the Hog Rider, while Elite Barbarians go after Elite Barbarians. As you can see, that Hog Rider is going to take down that tower just like that, giving us a 2-1 victory. Now, it's all about whether we can actually get the Crown Tower or not. Now, unfortunately, as you're aware, we don't actually take it down. But, end of the day, we still give it a damn good go. Now, our opponent obviously is dropping troops left, right and centre to try and defend here. Unfortunately, we are not going to have time to take it out. Now, we do fireball here just on the off chance that we're going to get it down. Nope, get it down to just over 1000 HP, but I'm happy with that. It gives us another solid 2-1 victory at that point. As I was saying, guys, the synergy in this deck is absolutely amazing. So here's just a few tips on how we actually play it. Let's just donate that Mega Minion. Now, the best thing to do is, if you get that Furnace in hand, is to start with a Furnace at the back. That way you can start to do some chip damage to your opponent's tower. If you're struggling for that, get the Ice Wizard in the back to get the elixir down and then open up the Furnace to come in. When you know your opponent's low on elixir, you get down that Ice Golem in the middle of the field, and then you get the Hog Rider to push it all the way to the tower. Now, when that Ice Golem explodes, it will freeze those troops, but if there's minions in the air, follow it up with a Zap spell to take out those minions, leaving your Hog Rider free on that tower. The Mega Minion is fantastic on both offense and defense, taking out troops on defense before pushing for offense. Same with the Elite Barbarians. Start them in defense, then support them on the offense. Fireball's fantastic at taking down those elixir collectors and groups of troops, and is absolutely fantastic. And the Ice Wizard just slows down the opponent as much as physically possible.